Electrocast.
Dollar bets. What up, everybody? We got a football-heavy show for you today.
It's all
College
football.
football is started.
Only
NFL
football. Yes, NFL is raring around the corner, and
NFL is 48 hours away.
2 continents.
And yeah. So let's get right into it. Z in the house. I'm O.
What's up?
Z, you had some good fortunes this past weekend, didn't you?
I almost had some damn good fortunes. So shout out to Brian Kelly for blowing it yet again in week 1. That's 3 years, 3 week 1 losses.
We're not happy about that, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would have been happy about it if I didn't have money on LSU, and like LSU was the final piece of the parlay puzzle. I hit every single other money line I took. I took no spreads because I said, you spread week 1, you spread them cheeks, man. That's what you do. You take those spreads week 1, you spread those cheeks out, and you don't know what happens. But
I think this is the earliest we've ever figured out our episode title.
Yeah, week 1 spreading them cheeks.
That down so
No, we're not doing that. We're growing the show here. You know, we're not niching ourselves completely yet. Only with audience level. So like, basically, I was in for 125 and not 125 because I lost week 0. So I did lose half of the account like week 0 because of Florida State, and they are terrible. We might cover that, but they're
very good at all.
They lost the transfer portal musical chairs hardcore. I'm not trashing players. I just, we know he's not the answer for that program. So, well, you're in a talent-rich state. Maybe you should have recruited the last 5 years. Maybe that. So I had LSU was the last piece. I took Notre Dame. I had the other one that was supposedly a toss-up. That was an easy pick for me. Was Miami over Florida. Miami is your 3 seed and my 4 seed in our rankings preseason because the ACC gets automatic seed of the table. Maybe, unless Boise or Texas State or whoever else that's the group of 5 comes roaring in there when the ACC champ has 3 losses.
I mean, that could be the overreaction of week 1 is the 4 power conferences not safe from
I think
the usurper.
Yeah, I think the ACC is not safe for the playoffs. Because, okay, hypothetically, Boise State...
top 4 is what we mean.
No, they won't make it at all if they don't get in the top 4. They're not going to get like the 10th seed. Okay, say Miami
They
or
wouldn't be the 5th power. They wouldn't be the 5th conference champion.
5th conference champion doesn't get in necessarily, right? It's only that rule only applies doesn't only apply to the 5 ACC championship, or hypothetically the Big 12 is not actually guaranteed to get in there, right?
So what is guaranteed is the top champion from the group of 5 is somewhere in the top 12.
Yeah.
If that group of 5 number highest seed ends up in the top 4, then we have to have a 5th conference champion from somewhere else. And so the only way that the ACC champion wouldn't be there is if you have 2 group of 5 champions ahead of them.
What a cushion the ACC got. I mean, they're barely holding it together, and they just, we're fine. Because no one expected them to fall off a cliff that hard, right? Clemson is terrible right now. Yes, Georgia is going to be really, really good, obviously. But they scored 3 points.
Well, I think that final score was
inevitable.
A little misleading. Game was 6-0 at halftime.
It was inevitable.
It was. I'm not saying that Clemson is as good as Georgia, but I'm saying that game just got a little out of hand in the 4th quarter. I think Clemson just kind of stopped trying. They definitely looked defeated.
Okay.
But there's more skill on that team than the team that put up 3 points.
I mean, granted, it's 3 points on Georgia. It was my 2 seed. And you're, 14th seed? We're going to get to trashing each other's worst pick.
Yeah.
But I
had Georgia in my top 64.
Yeah. So, but basically, if we're not talking units, we're just going to talk percentages on gambling. I went from down 60% to up, like, I did add another fourth to the account, and then I was up for the week like 50%. So I somewhere around there. But I would have been up 300% if LSU had, manned up, batten down the hatch, whatever you want to say. They Brian Kelly themselves because he didn't take. This was the week of not kicking the field goal when you have the points, right? And how much did they lose by? 3, 4, 4. They lost by 4. 4. No, 7. They lost by 7. You know what? They lost the game like right before that targeting penalty. It was accurate. I mean, maybe don't lunge with your head way after the play is resolved. And like, if he hit him anywhere else, he probably drops the ball. But he hit him in the head, still caught it. Those USC receivers had some stickum on that. We need a sponsor. I want to get that stickum sponsorship, man. Whatever that shit they put on their hands, it's like fly paper, man. Nasty stuff. You gonna test those gloves?
Let's get into some reviews.
Yeah. Okay. So I want you to start with my worst pick.
I thought we were gonna do best picks first.
No, we're doing worst because we're trashing Brian Kelly.
Right,
we're
so
trashing.
Get straight to the trashing. So last episode, we each revealed our full predictions for the college football playoff.
That's right.
We did our top 12 teams to make it, and then we did our round by round predictions. So right now we're not worried about the actual playoff games. We're just talking about our seeding.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna trash each other for a second here.
Oh yeah.
We're each gonna take a shot at what we perceive as the other person's worst pick, and just overreacting to week 1 of college football.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, Z, your absolute worst pick was going on Oregon at number 1, right?
Yeah.
What does Oregon do in their first game at home against a
FCS opponent? FCS, yeah.
FCS, yeah.
Former D1,
Idaho.
former D1A or whatever. Yeah. Former FBS Idaho.
They win by a measly 24-14 score.
Yes.
Bro, like, you got to score some points.
Yeah, they're going to next week.
Fine.
They're not really.
Some points. Like,
Idaho score. I mean, 14 was probably giving up too many. But yeah, they should have put up at least 44, not 24. It should have been like at least 45-7 or 40. We'll give them 10, 45-10, right? Minimum.
Yeah, I mean, quarterback put up some numbers: 380 and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. But
yeah, he's good. He's not going to be the problem.
You guys got to do better.
Yeah, I got him as my champ over Missouri, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, so that's not looking too good for you.
Missouri crushed though, but they didn't. I don't know if they even gave up any points. Neither did Alabama. Ohio State barely gave up any points. But I think Oregon's gonna be fine. I think they just completely took this lightly. They're working it out. Most people, it's like that sophomore to junior year in college basketball, where a lot of players make a leap. A lot of teams make the leap from week 1 to week 2. And fortunately, they didn't play an FBS team. I mean, if they played like that, they probably would have lost, and I would be talking like 1 seed has no chance now. But I mean, I think they're not. They're still probably a lock for the. I think the worst they're gonna do is 11-2, or I don't think they go 10-2 and don't make the Big Ten championship game. I think they make the Big Ten championship, but for sure seeding a pure seeding point, yes, that was the worst pick. I agree with you.
Well, first of all, 10-2, even not getting to the Big Ten championship game, I think we'll still get them in. I think the Big Ten will get a third team.
It depends on how Penn State and Washington and we're writing off Michigan.
Washington's down this year.
Yes and no. They got the Arizona coach.
They lost their awesome coach, and they lost their awesome wide receiver and awesome quarterback.
It's wide receivers.
Off their defense.
Wide receivers. It's Polk. You're forgetting about Polk and that other guy as well.
Yeah, but Odunze's in a league of his own.
Yeah, he is. Chicago Bears, baby.
You guys got a good one there.
Yeah,
no
Carolina just rolled over for us to give us those picks situation. Oh, so great. Thank you, Carolina. Yeah, so
All right, Z.
okay, my worst
Your
pick.
turn.
I alluded to it earlier, but Clemson was a freaking awful pick from the gate. I mean, the Georgia. First off, out of the gate, they're playing Georgia, so there's probably no earthly way they win that game, right? I mean, if you're analyzing it schedule wise, I mean, I didn't like break down every schedule from like a hardcore point of view, but I took at least a 10,000-foot view. Where were you? You were on Venus or something, man. You were checking out Clemson from Venus, man, because first off, either they stink or the ACC is going to be stinky enough that they still can sneak in there by winning, going 11-2 or better. But
here's an interesting thing about the ACC. They, in the preseason rankings, preseason top 25, they had 3 teams ranked.
Louisville, Florida State, and Miami. No, Miami, Florida State, and Clemson.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Clemson gets their ass handed to them.
Saw that coming.
You know,
I did anyway.
now the ACC has 4 teams ranked.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boston College, are they ranked?
No, it was the 3 you just mentioned.
Clemson still ranked?
Clemson, I think, is 25.
Ugh, Florida State's not there anymore.
Nope, they are gone.
So it's Louisville, Georgia Tech.
Here, I'm pulling
Georgia Tech
up
should.
the
Florida State's so
rankings.
bad,
And
they
they're,
should.
they're all like right at the bottom.
Okay.
Clemson 25, NC State 24, Georgia Tech 23, Louisville 22.
Miami is.
Oh,
They have
and
5 teams.
Miami 12. So they got 5 teams.
Miami's ranked 12th? Okay. Best picks were obviously. I mean, the Miami and Utah both being in there for us, I think is going to be. I know Utah is going to get there. I really do. Their experience, they got a great coach. The Big 12 is got a bunch of fine teams, but not great. Most likely. I mean, we're week 1 and we're like,
neither of us took a second Big 12 team.
No.
And you only took 1 ACC team.
I
did take Clemson.
Yeah, I took 1 ACC team. I took 2 Big 10 teams, and you took 3. And so you took 4 SEC teams?
I took 5. You took 6.
The math don't add up.
I've got Alabama.
The math doesn't add
up. I've got Texas. I've got Georgia. I've got LSU. Oh, no, I did take 4.
Because I took Missouri and Ole Miss in there. So
yeah, you've got 2 more SEC teams.
I did look at the Missouri schedule, and I really like that. I think my best pick, we're going best pick next, right?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. That, you know what? That's... The slam dunk is Georgia at 2 but that's because you have them at like 5, right? 7? What you got them at?
6.
6? Okay. Yeah. They're... You know what? It's Missouri. I think it's Missouri because I think their schedule allows them to have 3 or 4 hard games and they're going to win the rest, and so they split those. They have a good chance that they'll win the lower 4 seeds, but I think they're going to do better than that. I think they're going to go to the SEC title game or real close and go either 10-2 straight up or go 11-2, something like that, 11-3. I don't know. That's not possible. 10-3, 14-9, and go and Missouri gets an extra shot at there. So mine is, I'm going to say it's Missouri just because the Georgia one is so blasé, it's so obvious because we both had them in there. It was just a matter of, are they better than Bama or whatever? Are they better than Missouri? Are they better than Texas, etc.? What was your best pick?
I'm gonna see, now you got me rethinking the answer I gave you in the pre-show, but no, I'm gonna stick with it. I really like my Boise State as the Group of 5 representative into the playoff.
Okay.
I'm sticking with it. They're gonna put up points on anybody.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to be in a lot of shootouts, but I just think they've got too much octane in that offense.
Right.
And we'll see what happens this weekend against your crappy number 1 Oregon team.
Do you think that they need to go 12-1 with a loss to Oregon to make it, or do you think the other competition is going to kind of beat itself up?
Nah, I think they do need to do that, and I also don't think that's going to be too hard for them.
I mean, yeah, if they go 11-1 and win the conference title game, I think even an undefeated Sun Belt or Memphis or Liberty type team or MAC team or whatever, like that, they have no chance compared to that, because the Oregon is going to finish top 10 easily. Maybe not easily, but record-wise easily, but like maybe the results of the game are going to be shaky. But I think it's they were like, Oregon was that almost team last year. They lost to Washington two squeakers, and it's like, is what it is. And they got I think Gabriel's better than Nix is for that program.
And also, Boise's schedule breaks for them. Obviously they got Oregon on the road.
Yeah.
But then all their other toughest games are at home. Washington State and Oregon State are both home games for them. San Diego State is at home. Utah State, Nevada.
Those teams suck. Those teams are terrible.
Their road games, their conference road games, are the worst teams in their conference. Wyoming, San Jose State, UNLV, Hawaii.
No, UNLV is almost a top 40 team at least. They trounced Houston on the road. I think they lose to UNLV. Actually, I think UNLV takes them out. I think UNLV makes a push for this conversation as well. The Sun Belt winner, I chose Texas State, but I think the Sun Belt winner is the representative. I do. I think because Boise or UNLV loses two. I think those are your best two, or one of those other teams surprises and they lose two in the Mountain West. And then I mean it's going to be tough, but I don't think that was a bad pick. I mean, the guy, what's the guy's name? Scored 6 freaking touchdowns. It was awesome. But less Avicii.
No, yeah, Avicii.
He's back.
Career change. GT. Back. Jeanty.
Okay, cool. I mean, they gave up 45 points though. So, what do you think Oregon's going to do to him? A mad Oregon.
Score 24 points.
All right. Well, so I went with Missouri. You went Boise. You went with Oregon. I went Clemson. Okay, I think that's fair. I think we should kind of do that every week. It's just like how bad. Yeah. I want to keep dragging Clemson. Like it's like week 7 and they're at 4-3, and I'm like, hey, that was a great pick. I do like your Penn State. I like your Penn State pick. I do because I think it's going to come down at the bottom of like LSU, Penn State, Ole Miss, Texas.
Yeah, I think 6 SEC teams was overkill.
Yeah, but if that was your only reason to take them, like, or do you really believe they're better than like Ole Miss?
No, I do. I think.
Did Ole Miss play them last year?
Cannibalize.
Who played Penn State in the bowl last year?
There's going to be a lot of cannibalization going on over there.
Was Penn State play Ole Miss last year in the bowl game?
I couldn't tell you.
Look it up. I think they did. Can't remember.
Look it up.
You look it up. All right, I'll look it up.
No, you look it up because right now I need to do some accounting.
This you do. This segment
going
is
into my Venmo.
You're going into debt.
We got a couple of old bets actually. We got to turn back the clock here a little bit to settle some scores. So this is maybe like 3 or 4 episodes ago because we've been busy with some other things.
Yeah.
We put a little wager on a WNBA game.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, we put money on Minnesota versus Las Vegas.
Ole Miss 38, Penn State 25, Peach Bowl.
Okay. Who didn't play? It was a bowl game. Half the players didn't play, probably.
Did Penn State have a lot of studs in that game?
Hey, why are you changing the subject? Do you not want to make your money here?
No, but I was looking up the thing. Yeah, Jackson Dart had 3 touchdowns. I think most of the guys played for. Aller played their quarterback. Anyways, I'm right. Okay, yes, I would like money. All
right, hey, real quick.
Yeah.
So we put money on this Minnesota versus Las Vegas game. Without looking, can you tell me the team names of those 2 teams, the mascots?
Lynx and Aces.
There you go.
The Lynx was my team in my fantasy football draft.
We did a rare case where we actually put a spread on one of our dollar bets.
Yes.
Which is something I really don't like doing on this show, but I made the exception. It was Vegas giving 5.5,
Yeah. Oh, they gave more than that, bro.
Yeah. Well, Minnesota just won outright, didn't they?
They won by like 11, 13, something like that. On the road at the defending back-to-back champion Aces of Las Vegas.
Yeah. So you get $1 for that.
Woohoo! And this segment is sponsored by signupexpert.com/$bets. Ooh, do you hear that? It came through.
What did we hear?
I hear the cha-ching, cha-ding. We still need to work on sound effects. We're going to get a soundboard. It's just going to be like, we promise there's not going to be moaning in the soundboard, okay? I promise.
Nope. We're going to keep it family friendly.
Family friendly. Yes, right. I believe there's another bet that,
There is. Did you finish our plug for...
Yeah, signup.com. Signupexpert.com/$bets. So you go there.
Dollar bets.
You can get your portal to sports betting in your state or province. And sometimes they'll offer bonuses. I think a lot of them do, at least in the States, which is cool. So you can get a little extra coin. I like to play the bonuses kind of conservative, like low medium parlays that can pay a decent amount, but I don't go nuts with the bonuses. So I would recommend that if you're playing bonus money, go with futures, because some people with futures, they don't like having their money tied up, right? But if you're like a bonus of say like a $25 bet or something, just put it on. I'd recommend like the Chiefs or UConn basketball yet again. One of the three-peats. I also like. I know you're gonna like a team that we'll mention later to go to the Super Bowl. I don't know what their odds are currently. Missouri's 35-1 in my case, and Oregon is 7.5, 8-1. So depending on where you go, I think. So, I mean, for futures, I like to take the bonus money if you get it. If your province allows it, your state allows it, roll it into futures. Bam! You just turned $0 into $400, right?
It's like that.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, signupexpert.com/$bets. Check that out.
With a Z.
Yeah, make some bets. And then you owe some more money.
Accounting then real quick.
Yeah.
So, on that same episode that we made the WNBA bet, we also made, I'm going to go ahead and say the most ridiculous bet that we have made on this show.
Yes.
We bet the over-under of how many field goals would be made in Week 3 of the NFL preseason.
Yes.
And we set that over-under at 47.5 field goals.
That's a lot of field goals.
Z took the under. I went with the over. My whole logic was I see 3 field goals a game, 16 games, 48. Came up a little short. There ended up being like 42 or 43 made field goals that weekend. There were a few misses, but even if they were all makes, it probably would have just left me a little short. So, Z, you get another $1 from the most ridiculous bet ever made.
Not through the uprights. I still think the Bolivian yellow cards was way more absurd than that.
I nailed that one.
Yeah, why? Is it only absurd when you lose it?
Yeah. No, because I got it right on the money.
Yeah, you said it was 4, right? It's 3.5.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew they would get a 4.
You're like, those Bolivians are definitely getting a fourth yellow.
Dude, I know my Bolivian proclivity for picking up cards.
Oh, so you study. See, we hustled each other on these. The most extreme bets, we've definitely 100% hustled each other.
Oh, yeah.
Because you started off with like over under 50 field goals, and I was like, oh, yeah. And then you're like, wait a minute. And I was like, I let you talk me down to 47.5, but I'm like, I'm going to clear this easily. Basically, you would essentially did that, like, that pole vaulter guy. Your balls got in the way of the pick, man. The bar didn't quite clear it. O's too bricked to get past the field goal bar. So all right. So our next segment. This is probably our last segment, but it's the most important one right now because this is future oriented segment brought to you by your futures bets on signupexpert.com/$bets. So do you want to go first in the snake draft? We're gonna do like not snake draft, but back and forth, a little tete-a-tete NFC, AFC, playoff predictions, overall NFL playoff predictions for 2024 season.
Yes. You guys, we are going to tell you exactly how the NFL season is going to go.
Yes,
right
poorly. Here we go.
Except one of us is going to be lying.
Yes.
And that is Z, because he's a big liar.
I am a huge liar. I'm
big
liar.
Pinocchio
nose is huge.
My predictions are going to be so much better than your predictions.
It's going to be the best predictions. The best
predictions.
The very best. We have the very best futures.
Like I do predictions.
The very best predictions. 7 through 1. Oh God, ever got 7 through 1. Nailed it. Perfect. The best. Go to signupexpert.com/$bets.
And predictions love me.
Predictions love me. I love predictions. Yeah. I've never missed a prediction. I saw this very moment coming. So, who is your
that
AFC?
Was a wonderful Kamala Harris impersonation.
Yeah.
But
it's a southern accent.
Get back to the show.
Yeah, it's a southern accent.
What we're going to do is we are going to start off by sharing our division winners.
Yes.
And our wild card teams in order for both NFC and AFC.
Let's start with the AFC.
What's that?
Let's start with the AFC. That's the other conference.
The opposite, but let's start with the AFC.
Well, we're NFC guys with Bears and Lions, so we're like, let's start with the thing that we're gonna blow the most, right? Maybe not, because we're less biased about these teams. Let's see how close we are.
Right.
Let's see how close we are. Okay, you go first.
All
7
right,
seed.
So I'm gonna start with my division winners. In the AFC North, I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals. In the East, I got the Miami Dolphins. In the South, the Houston Texans. And in the West, big shocker, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay. I like how you went random order.
What's that?
You went like random order. You went in like a random order of divisions. You're like North. Are you doing like?
I went clockwise around the map.
There's
nothing random about it.
No, it is, because like every standings page you've ever seen in your whole life starts with the East, goes to the North or South, and then ends in the West. So I'm going. What order did you put it in? So they're not so confused. My AFC North champion is the Baltimore Ravens. What'd you go with next?
East? Then the East.
East, definitely the Buffalo Bills. The Bills.
South?
South, Houston Texans, 100%.
And in the West?
Chiefs. I mean, that's just a slam dunk. Like, look at those quarterbacks out there.
So we agree in the South and the West. We differ in the North and the East.
Yeah.
And then my wild card teams, I've got taking the 5th seed, the Buffalo Bills, taking the 6th seed, the Baltimore Ravens, and taking the 7th, your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay. I got my 5 seed is Cincinnati Bengals. My 6 seed is Miami Dolphins, and 7 seed is my Jacksonville Jaguars. Yars.
So in the end, we do have the same 7 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Just
a little flipped.
A couple different.
4 and 5 are flipped. Yeah.
On different seedings.
3 and 6.
So should we go through our AFC playoff prediction, or should we give our teams from the NFC next?
I think we go up to the NFC just to keep it suspenseful, right? Make them listen all the way to the end. Okay, so you go first with the NFC division winners.
Okay, so again, going in that same clockwise order.
Yes, right.
Clockwise around the globe.
Around the world. Okay.
Here we go, Daft Punk.
Yeah.
All right. Actually just going to get right to the home base in the NFC North.
That's right.
My Detroit Lions are going to win the division again. In the East, I went with the Philadelphia Eagles. In the South, Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons. And in the West, the Seattle Seahawks.
Nice. I got the North. I got the Detroit City Lions. And the 2 there, the East, which is also my 2, is the Dallas Cowboys. I think they stay healthier on defense this year, and they get a lot of interceptions. I love Dak playing for his life or whatever, his contract. Now that Lamb's got his money, is he going to be one of those, let's take it easy? I don't think so. Bah! Going to the playoffs. Three, I got, they're not 3 seed, but they're my 4 seed. Atlanta Falcons in the South. Kirk Cousins going back to the playoffs. And finally, Seattle Seahawks in the West. Same as you. We got 3 of the 4.
Yeah. We agreed in the North, South, and West.
Yeah. A hard disagree in the East. Yeah, hard disagree in the East. Okay, so your wild cards?
But also, that was probably like my hardest decision if I was going to go Eagles at Dallas there.
Oh, mine?
I think that could be another close one.
My divisional toughest one was the West, NFC West. I also thought the last wild cards in both divisions were tough for me too, or both conferences. Yeah, the 7 seeds. So who do you got 5, 6, 7 in the AFC? Or sorry, NFC. Sorry.
NFC. Sorry, yes, guys. My wild cards are at number 5, San Francisco 49ers. 6, Dallas Cowboys. 7, and don't be mad at me, but I went with the Green Bay Packers.
No, I mean, so for me, Green Bay came in at like 8th, 8 or 9th. But I got Chicago Bears at 5. I think they are not quite there in certain ways, like depth-wise, the offensive line. I think they'll have some issues. But their schedule's easier. Their receivers are dope. And their defense is going to be really good. And so his question is, like, can they catch Detroit? I don't think so. So automatically they get the 5 seed. 49ers at 6. That was a toss-up. I think Seattle might have an easier schedule. I'm still not a big believer in the Niners, like, passing game when it comes down to it. I think Seattle's defense has improved. So, and they got Kenneth Walker, man. It's a Spartan, baby. And then 7, I did go with Philly over Green Bay. It wasn't spite-based. It was the sheer offensive ceiling the Eagles have if they're clicking. I think they'll click just enough with an easier schedule by playing the Giants and Washington twice and not playing Chicago and the Lions twice. I think it's easier to go 4-0 or 3-1 in those 4 games than it is. I think the Packers go at best 2-2 in those games. So that's why they're 5, 6, 7 there. So now we're gonna start with the ACC playoff.
Well, so before we get into that, so in the NFC, the only team that we differentiate is you have Chicago in, I've got Green Bay in.
Yeah.
Which means out of 14 total playoff teams, we only had one disagreement.
And it was my team. Yeah. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Kind of boring.
It's not boring. No, it gets spoiler. It gets interesting in a minute here. So who's your?
Interesting.
Do we have the same exact? I forget it. The same exact first round in the AFC. The wild card round.
That's the same. That's no.
Okay. What you got?
No.
What you got?
All right. So, and we're gonna do this by seed order. We'll give our 2 versus 7, our 3 versus 6, our 4 versus 5.
Yeah.
So I am going in the AFC wild card. I am going with 2 seed Houston Texans over the Jacksonville Jaguars. The 3 seed Miami Dolphins over the Baltimore Ravens. And then I'm going with the 5 seed Buffalo over wait a minute, what did I do here?
Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah, over the 4 seed Bengals.
Okay. I got Houston over Jacks, 2 over 7, same. 3 seed Buffalo over Miami, 6 seed.
Okay.
I got the 4 seed. This might be the tightest game. The 4 seed Ravens over the 5 seeded Burrows Bengals back. The Bayou Bengals. I think they're gonna be back in the playoffs, and I think it's gonna be a tough one. But I think Baltimore goes there. Who you got for the next round in the AFC playoffs? Or are we going all wild card round?
No, let's stick with the AFC.
Okay.
All right, so then I've got the 1 seed coming in, Kansas City.
Yeah.
They get to host the 5 seed Buffalo Bills, and once again, they knock the Bills out of the playoffs.
Okay.
And then I've got my 2 seed Houston Texans over my 3 seed Miami Dolphins. So Chiefs and Texans moving on.
Okay, I got Houston. 1 seed KC over 4 seed Baltimore at home this time, and the divisional round this time. I got 2 seed Houston over 3 seed Buffalo. Yep. And who's in your AFC?
Okay.
Who wins the KC Houston game for you?
Yeah, you know what? Still Chiefs.
Yep. Same. I mean, dude, so I told you 5, 10, 20 minutes ago, like, take the futures with if you have bonuses. It doesn't cost you nothing. Similar payout to a parlay, but you're following one team and not 7. So, like, take the Chiefs to go to win the AFC. I don't know the odds are not as good as for the Super Bowl, but that's our pick. Unanimous KC Houston is the new so Mahomes Stroud is the new Brady Manning, right?
Right.
Maybe a stretch, but yeah, we're gonna stick to it. My team, someone in my fantasy league named his team the Stroud Boys. Oh my gosh, so silly. Okay, so NFC play.
NFC.
Yeah.
You're gonna go first now.
Okay. All right. 2 seed Dallas in a divisional showdown with 7 seed Philly. Dallas gets it done. Big D, playing Big D, putting the hurt on Hurts, etc., etc. Cliche. Bam, bam, bam. Give me the 2. Dallas. I got the Niners getting revenge for not winning the division, playing in Seattle. Their version of the 12th man, not quite as psycho as Texas A&M's 12th man, but still pretty cool, but you're not going to win. The only thing upright after that game for Seattle is going to be the Space Needle. Sorry about it. Niners win that. And then this game's not going to be close. I got Bears romping whatever's left of the Falcons by that point, because who knows. I think the Bears roll on that one. 5 seed over 4. And then, so I'm walking. So we're going to yours next?
Yep. Now it's my wild card predictions.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. I've got my number 2 team is the Eagles.
Nice.
And they will be hosting the Packers. And goodbye, Green Bay. Eagles go marching on.
Now that I'll accept wholly.
You'll accept that?
I will accept that wholly. Yes. I will not say fly Eagles fly to it, but I will say good game, sir. A necessary evil triumphed over a pure evil. I'll take it.
Yes, I couldn't, in good faith, make a Packers winning
do not like
playoff game prediction.
Yes.
Yeah, I would have to pause the show and go take a shower if I did that. In my 3-6 game, I've got the road team Cowboys taking out Seattle. So we both have Seattle losing a home playoff game.
Yeah, as a 3.
And then in my 4-5, I've got the 49ers taking out the division winner in Falcons.
Okay.
So, yeah. We both have San Francisco moving on.
All right. My turn?
Your turn.
All right. I have, so this is the 1 versus 6. Lions win the rematch, albeit 1 round earlier, against a game, but ultimately kind of beat up and ready to get beat on 49ers team. Said, bye-bye, Lions, going back to the NFC Championship.
Get out of here, 49ers.
Get out of here, go back to California's. Okay, so, and then, unfortunately, I went with some rationality here. I mean, Chicago, when was the last time a rookie quarterback made it that far in a team that's been that bereft of that position? I think they maybe make a couple mistakes against a strong secondary. We're going to go an MVP vote. I predict that the MVP comes from this game. I think you'll know who it is. I got Dallas edging out the Bears and ending my edging for the season. With a, we'll say, 27-17 triumph. Womp womp. Sad.
Okay.
Sad.
All right.
What you got?
So now my NFC divisional round. We both had the Lions getting the 1 seed.
Yep.
We both have them playing a 6 seed in this round.
Yep. You got Dallas?
I have that 6 seed being the Cowboys.
Okay.
And also have Detroit advancing.
Yes.
And in my other So who do I got? I got Eagles
Philly
versus
and
49ers,
Ooh.
which is going to be the 2 versus 5 game.
Yeah.
In my hypothetical here, in my prediction. And I have the Eagles. So we both have the Lions, and we both have the NFC East champion.
Okay. Nice. So I got Dallas. I mean, my rationale here, I think the Dallas defense is, when healthy, is better than the Lions defense, at least the secondary. And I think if Dallas is smart, if their defensive coordinator stacks the box, you pressure Goff by making him throw. You blitz a lot and you stack the box other downs and make him hit those tougher passes. And I don't think he'll be able to. I think the quarterback matchup is the only thing where Dallas definitively has an edge there over Goff. But only if Dallas can get past the freaking first round, right? So then they have the edge, I feel. But if they get that monkey off their back, much like Detroit did last year, they were a completely different team, right? I mean, they got pretty damn close, and they were a year or two early, I thought. But this time, Dallas guy saves his job, and I got Dallas to the Super Bowl, baby.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna be wrong.
So my NFC Championship game is the Lions hosting the Philadelphia Eagles, and can I get a drum roll? For the first time ever, the Detroit Lions are going to the Super Bowl.
Where's the Super Bowl this
year?
My
rationale is go Lions!
Where are we going? Where's the Super Bowl? I don't even know.
Go, right?
Is it Miami, New Orleans?
Blitzing?
Yeah.
You want to talk about blitzing the Lions? No, the Lions have the number 1 offensive line in the entire NFL. Don't try to blitz us. You're not getting home. Jared Goff,
the Bears got home a lot last year, and Jared Goff looked very pedestrian.
That was last year.
They have the same line.
Injuries. No, false.
What? How many different starters they got? They lost a starter, at least one.
Yeah, they got rid of...
they didn't get rid of. He chose to go somewhere that's not Detroit.
They got Jonah Jackson is gone.
They didn't get rid of him. He made a business choice.
Step up. And, no, listen.
He wanted a larger market.
Poorly injured.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
I'm not the only one saying it. Lions have the number 1 offensive line in the league.
They had the number 1 offensive line last year.
All right? They've got more weapons than anybody, and their defense is going to be way improved, especially in the secondary.
They don't even have the most weapons in their own division. Offensively?
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Absolutely.
DJ Moore, Keenan Allen for 6 games, and Rome Odunze, Cole Kmet, and Swift with Williams, right? Who is quicker on his feet, can evade a rush more than Goff. All things being equal, which a healthy Bears line and a banged up Lions line, hypothetically, that's a better offense. But I do think you're right. No. They do have a great line. I think they stay healthy.
They've got the second best wide receiver in the division in Amon-Ra St. Brown, giving deference only to Justin Jefferson in Minnesota, who's got nobody to throw him the ball.
DJ Moore's
Jameson
better.
Williams is going to have the breakout season of breakout seasons. He's going to be a stud. Mm-hmm. They've got a top 3 tight end in Sam Laporta. They've got the best running back duo in Jahmyr Gibbs and David Williams.
Okay.
Right? What are you doing? Who are you?
Did you say David Williams? Who's David Williams? I thought you were only supposed to mess up the first names. Montgomery?
David Montgomery, thank you. I knew I was saying something wrong.
David Williams is an earnest house painter that's also a Lions guy, though, so you gotta be friends with him. David Williams, if you're out there, please listen to the show. Become Patreons and whatnot.
David Montgomery.
Yeah, no, he's good. I love David Montgomery. I love that guy.
Ex-Bear.
Yeah, ex-Bear. Okay, Jefferson's the best receiver. I think DJ Moore and Amon-Ra, depending on which team you root for, are 2 and 3. But I think 4 is freaking Odunze, or it's going to be. And then I like Jaden Reed as well. I don't like any other
Jayden
Vikings.
Reed, the former Spartan.
That's right, baby. So my rationale, I think, despite this being your team, and someone could say it's a homer pick, I think it's the right pick. I like when I'm gambling, this is basically, we'll find a way to bet on it, because that's the purpose of the show, is to take money from your pocket and put it into my pocket. Lots and lots of dollars. So I feel like they have the best shot at it because I think the 49ers blew their wad last year. I'm not talking about Super Bowl curse. I'm talking about, like, how good are they really? And the injury bug's going to come for them. They gave the wrong guy $30 million, I think, and Ayuk should have let him IA walk somewhere. Like, I think Detroit has the best shot at it. I'd give them like 35-40% chance of making the Super Bowl, and that's pretty damn good because I wouldn't give anyone more past 30%, 25%.
Other than the Chiefs.
Well, no, I mean the NFC. I honestly think the Chiefs have like a 55% chance of going back to the Super Bowl, maybe more than that. So yeah, I like the pick that you did there. I think it's strong. I think you should go on signupexpert.com/$bets and put a futures wager, whether it's free for the bonus at one of the competing sports books in your area, or you just take on a 25-50 bones and just buy your ticket to wherever the hell the Super Bowl is that I won't be going to because I'm a Bears fan. Yeah, but I like your pick more than me.
New Orleans this year?
It's always if you just guess New Orleans or Miami, it's like playing the Florida Man game. Like you pick a crime story and did it happen in Florida? Yes or no? It's like an almost even up game, right? So thanks for Florida listeners that just tuned out. So Super Bowl. Who you got? Yours is Detroit and KC, right?
Mine is Detroit and KC.
Mine
Yours
is KC and Dallas.
Huh?
I'm gonna go first. I'll go
both
first.
Like the Chiefs getting to the Super Bowl.
I got the
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Like the Chiefs having the opportunity for a first ever NFL three-peat.
I'm taking the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs against one of the original powers that made the original dynasty in the Super Bowl era was like the Packers were like boo. They won a couple, but it was like at the onset of the Super Bowl, so it's like they the first Super Bowl dynasty and they won 2 at that point. So not really. It was a Cowboys winning 4, right? So no, they won 3 then.
It would be the Steelers.
Steelers won 4 and Dallas won 2 or 3. Okay, so yeah, you're right. So that period of the 70s, there were like 2 teams won 6 of the Super Bowls. It's crazy.
The Steelers won like 5.
They won 4
with Bradshaw.
They won 4 in that area, and I think the Cowboys won 2. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well, it's a couple old powers at this point. 2 top 5 franchises all time. I got KC. I got him pulling it out. I think this one won't be close, actually. The coordination of the three-peat, Taylor Swift, Huggins, what's his face? Maybe they like ride off, like elevate and levitate off the stage, only to be seen in media from now on incessantly. Baby, the Chiefs are a love story. The three-peat is a love story. Baby, just say yes. I got the Chiefs over the Cowboys.
Okay. It's not horrible pick.
No, it's not.
Listen, how do you pick against the 2-time champions?
Exactly.
With a arguably top 3 of all time quarterback.
At this point, I think he's better than Peyton. I think it's Brady and Montana. But I mean, Montana did have the edge of the receivers and defenses and talent around him. But like he was the first guy that proved what?
New England had defenses.
I'm not talking about. I said top 2. Brady's the number 1, clearly. I'm talking about Manning. The top 3 was obviously Brady, and then I think wherever you place Manning and Montana, and I'm like, ooh, that's a tough one. I think I go to the edge with the more Super Bowls. I mean, they had to go against the Giants and Bears defenses and Buddy Ryan's Eagles defenses as well in that period, and it's like, yeah, and Washington, like those teams were good. Like Peyton Manning had Tom Brady was the hurdle, right?
Yeah.
He played Rex Grossman in a Super Bowl. He's friggin' awesome. I'm just like, if you're ranking 2, 3, 4, I got to give the edge to the 3 Super Bowls And then I think Mahomes is one more Super Bowl. I think he beats Montana. It's just we're talking about the best two. Easily.
Listen, those four, any order, you can make an argument that is not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I think receivers are a harder thing to figure out because I think you have your GOAT running backs, and it depends on which area you watched. Or, I mean, maybe you saw Peyton and Sanders and you didn't see Brown. Maybe you saw all three. But those are the best three. It's like you get into the club, the password is one of those three. You know, like you're going into Thug Mansion or whatever, you need the password. You got to say Barry, Walter, or Jim Brown, right? It doesn't matter who you think.
Since we're talking about Rushmores and we like to have a fourth, who would you put as your fourth running back on that mountain?
A fourth running back on that mountain? I'll tell you I won't put is Emmitt Smith.
Nope, definitely not. I've got two candidates.
Is one of them LT? LaDainian Tomlinson or
no?
Marcus Allen?
One is from further back.
Okay, Bo Jackson.
Ooh, that would have been a good one too, but he didn't have the longevity, unfortunately.
But I mean, he is like injury. The guy that's
Eric Dickerson.
Oh yeah.
But from more modern times, Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson.
He was great.
Yeah,
he was great.
I got a knock on Dickerson. Well, no. I've seen a replay of the 85 championship where the Rams scored no points, or the 86 technically, but the 85 Bears championship against the Rams. He put up like 200 yards, I think, or 150 yards a week before, and then Bears just completely shut their whole offense down.
Yeah.
And Adrian didn't win it. Peterson didn't win a ring either, right?
He did not.
So how are those guys better than Tomlinson? I'm going with Dickerson though. I think Dickerson. But
listen, Barry never won a ring.
But Barry.
We're putting him at the peak.
No, Barry is 100% 1, 2, or 3. I think he's 2 or 3. Walter. You know that run against the Chiefs where he ran through every single player at least once? My dad was in the pisser for that. He's like, he missed it. He hears a bunch of yelling, and he's like, "What happened?" And like, he found it later. He's like, "Oh no!"
What, he didn't DVR that game?
Right? I mean, it was like, it was like 70 something. Yeah.
We got to get back to this. Here's the grand finale of our episode.
Okay.
All right. So your Super Bowl pick was KC over the quote-unquote America's team, Dallas Cowboys.
America's team's good team, great place, good country.
All right, so now O's prediction for the 2025 Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Which I did look it up, is going to be in New Orleans.
Oh, you're going.
I like New Orleans. I'd go.
Yeah.
And I've got the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Losing to America's new team, your Detroit Lions.
That's
Super
right.
Bowl champions.
It was the greatest place on earth in the 20s, and it's coming back at ya. Detroit City. Detroit going to the Super Bowl. Jared Goff.
All right, so there we go. He's going with KC for the repeat. O is going with the Lions to ruin the three-peat.
Yeah. Who is your MVP?
That's it.
We
just told you how the season's going to go.
We missed one thing.
It's going to be right.
We missed
one of us is going to be crying.
I mean,
I'm going to be crying when the Lions win.
Right. Oh, you're crying regardless this year. So am I. I got Dak as the MVP. Do you have an MVP, or are you going to pass on that?
Dak is your MVP, huh?
Yeah. Well, I have them to winning the division, and like Detroit's more of a team. Like, there's no one there's Pro Bowlers, sure, obviously, but I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Gibbs, Montgomery, Goff, and one of the defenders who I won't say. He's pretty good. But he's a Wolverine, so I don't like him.
Yeah, we don't like him at all.
But I don't think there's an MVP candidate amongst those players.
So, to clarify, the MVP is a regular season award.
Do you got Stroud?
I'm not going to go Stroud.
Wow, really? Burrow?
No.
I'm looking at the 8 division winners, and I think it comes from there, right?
No. It does, but you're in the wrong conference.
You got the Eagles.
I think Jalen Hurts is going to be your MVP.
Jalen Hurts MVP. So we're calling it NFC North MVP. Go to signupexpert.com/$bets. Look at the MVP odds. See if you like Dak, if you like Hurts. I think they're good candidates because they both have a bounce back factor. Dak after the playoffs and Hurts just in general. He's got a lot of weapons, dude. Like the Eagles, the Bears. Who else has a lot of weapons where there's hardly any excuses for not crushing it? Houston.
Did you say San Fran?
I don't. You know what? I think
They've got weapons.
I think the Houston triumvirate of receivers of Dell and Diggs and Nico Collins and that decent tight end Schultz. I think it's better than Debo and Ayuk than they will be this year. Because that third person's
McCaffrey. The Dolphins?
Who's the third guy?
Well, they've got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
And then they got in the backfield Achani and who's the other running back that they got?
Yeah, but from a surely their primary role as pass catchers. I don't think you can beat Philly. Because they have Smith and Brown and Goddard or whatever, and they got some decent third guys. The Bears have it, but Williams is rookie. I'm not trying to oversell myself, but if they're good, he's in the running for this reward, just like Stroud was last year, right? Lamar Jackson, he takes a step back in your eyes, at least to the 5 seed, right? So I think we made the right picks, honestly, especially for where your money the odds are. It's probably not going to be Mahomes. He's the best player by a wide margin, but I don't think it's going to be him. But he's so good, dude. Basically, all right, here's our plays. AFC, take the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl. I would look at Detroit at... I'm going to look it up real quick for you guys. I'm not going to say which sports book I took with this, but I want to get you an idea of what you're looking at. And whatever I find first, that's what it is, according to us, okay? We don't have an official partner. We will take your money if you become an official partner. However, you got to pay for it. Okay, so Chiefs are 5.5 to 1. Yeah, this is what I thought. I was going to say 10 to 1, but it's 12 to 1 for Detroit. So I'd take Detroit 12 to 1. I'd bail on Houston at 15 to 1 because we do like Kansas City to go back. I just feel like that's just the way to go. Let's see the AFC champion. You know what? I'm taking whatever the AFC money is, hammering the Chiefs. Don't take individual games; they're going to take a couple off. I'd hammer the Chiefs AFC. I'd take the Lions. I'm taking the Lions to go to the Super Bowl. Conservative mid estimate. Don't take everything on there, or to win the Super Bowl, rather than go to the Super Bowl. And then if you get into the Super Bowl, hedge it with the Chiefs if you feel like it, if they make it, right? For playoffs things, I really like Seattle. Take Chicago. In my book, take Chicago, Seattle, Cincy to make the playoffs. In your book, I would say it would be Seattle, Cincy, and... What, Dallas? Yeah, we should take Dallas, too. Your 4-pack for me. Dallas, Seattle, Chicago, Cincinnati. Playoff, yes or no's. That's it's not like an over-under, but it's like a yes or no. Yes, 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 yes. My over-unders, win totals, this is what I took. I think I explained this right. I took Pittsburgh under 8.5 for 60. I took the Jets under 9.5 for 60. and I took the Vikings under 7.5 wins. Eat it, Vikings, 180. You're going to lose so much if you're the Vikings. You're going to win so much if you stick with us, because I was this close to perfect. I was a fist pound on a cardboard table or whatever the hell they use in this SEC or in Vegas for those like press conferences. It should have been in a back room in a dirty casino, because that's what Brian Kelly deserves, right? Because I would have won 300%. So stick with O's overall gloriousness and my picks, because remember, his balls don't clear the field goal post. So that's what we got. That's what we got for you. Stick with us all year long. We got your NFL. We got your NCAA. We got your lukewarm takes. We got whatever you need. Right?
That's it.
That's
Football. It's here. It's the best time of year.
Do it. Have fun.
Ready.
Have fun. Play responsibly.
Bet your friends. Lose money. Win money.
Yeah, bet your friends. Bet your friends. Dollars at a time. Glory was built $1
Do not develop a gambling problem.
No, don't have a problem. Wow, who does that? Bye.
Dollar bets.
Dollar bets.
Everyone has heard about the U.S. space program, but what is actually going on at NASA? Get the real story in 4 minutes or less with the NASA Daily Podcast from Electricast. Join astronauts and researchers as they conduct groundbreaking experiments, work on the International Space Station, and reach for the stars. NASA Daily, your cosmic update.
Electricast. Hi, I'm Geraldine Glass, and I'm excited to share a new healing music offering, an extended version song called Joy Reboot, a unique fusion of pop, classic, rap, soundscapes, and funk to inspire collaboration and bring unity through sound. For us, Joy Reboot is music medicine, out now with Electricast Records. Electricast.